Thank you, listeners. You're joining us for a very special edition of Elko Live today with our bright and beautiful guest, Billie Jean Crawford, who is our Executive Director of Horizon Hospice in our community. Billie, what a bright light. It's great to see you here.
Thank you, Lori, for having me. It's always an honor and a privilege. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. We have so many fantastic things to talk about. And obviously, with our very own Horizon Hospice, I was just talking to somebody in Reno who said, "What do you mean your hospice is offered free of charge?" And I said, it's free of charge.
It is free of charge, and we don't bill insurance, so it's truly free of charge. We have a really very unique hospice situation in our area. We have this amazing support system of these beautiful volunteers and myself that go in along with the nursing care, which we don't do, but we bring in this beautiful, amazing support for families at the end of life, where it's guidance and it's volunteers that will give respite care, do errands. We have equipment and supplies that we can just bring into home and give those to the families. And it is absolutely 100% free of charge to those family members and the dying individual person.
And it's for as long as it lasts, right?
It is for as long as it lasts. It can be days to months to a year. We don't have a time frame. We absolutely do end of life care, but it's for you as long as you need. And also, what we also do is we bring in the bereavement part of that, the grief part of that. So we do our bereavement groups, our grief groups, twice a month. You come with you and your families, whoever's grieving a loss of a loved one, and it's free of charge too. We provide snacks and we do activities with the little kids, and that's also free. We brought it into the Elko High School this year, and that's also free. So it's incredible. It's incredible that we have this beautiful diamond of Horizon Hospice in our community.
Well, Billie, we're going to talk more about that, introducing that to Elko High School. I did want to mention that all of this is made possible because of the founding board of directors and all the beautiful people, some of them who have gone on now, and meaning whether or not they've left the community or they've left this earthly plane, they created this legacy in which this would continue to be provided in this manner.
Absolutely, and we've worked very hard to run hospice as a business. We do run it with Medicare guidelines on training our volunteers. There's background check. There's an extensive 2-day training. It's great information. We also have our board of governing, our board that we just talked about, that runs it as a business. So we're solid, we're good. We do need donations. This year it's been a little bit of an odd year, I'm going to say. Our donations have been down. So we are in need of donations, financial donations. And we are coming up on our big Super Bowl event, and it's not sold out yet. So we have plenty of tickets, which is unusual. Usually when we're a week and a half away from the event, even a month away from the event, we're usually sold out. We don't have any tickets, but we have plenty of tickets. We can take some more table sponsors. So if you have a business and you want to do something amazing, not only for our community, but for your employees, you can purchase a table, and it's a great evening. It's a fun event. You know, Lori, you're always there helping support us and emceeing, and it's a great event.
It's a wonderful, heartfelt event in which all these delicious soups are donated. You have beautiful crafted pottery bowls that are contributed to the effort. And the amazing thing, year after year, no matter how many people, in some years this event has swelled to nearly 500, which is incredible.
Yeah, it was I think we sold out at 430 people. That was pre-COVID. Last year we did about 400, and this year we're just right at 300. So we got plenty of room. We have tickets.
How much are tickets, and where can people get them?
Tickets are $65 a piece. Table sponsorship starts from $1,000, goes on up. You can be a silver sponsor, a gold, a bronze. And you can call our office at 775-778-0612. We're ready. We got credit card up and running. We can take cash, check, whatever. We can even reserve, and you can pay the night of.
And this event is set for?
It's April 19th at the Convention Center, not at the Conference Center this year. That's a little bit different. We're going back to the Convention Center, just, nostalgic. We like the kitchen over there, so we're excited. We're very excited. It's from 6:30 to about 9:30. Plenty of raffles, silent auction items, and even if you're hearing that and you want to donate a basket, a raffle basket or a silent auction item, we could use some of those also.
And there will be entertainment.
Absolutely. Dave Lockey and Troy Eden usually play, but Troy is now letting Dave with Full Circle, featuring Dave Lockey and Mike Mazzali. I hope I said that right, Mike. But they'll be there playing. There's a no-host bar. We give some awards out. So it's a fun, great evening.
It's really uplifting, Billy, and it's a great way to feel a part of the community, to actually be a part of the community, whether or not you're a newcomer or someone who's lived here for generations. And that's something that we did want to mention, too, is just like everybody else, I think hospice and the community as a whole, we're reeling a little bit. We lost people that we really love and care for and depend on, not only in our families, but you had a board member that an unexpected loss.
Yeah, we had a huge loss, an amazing gentleman, a huge part of our community, Roy, he owned the Pillbox. Him and Connie have been in our community forever. And not only owning the Pillbox, but just great, genuine people. And he came on our board, and he was a doer, and he would just pull up, and we'd load everything up in his truck for the Super Bowl. And he was just there working hand in hand with us to set up. So yeah, it's sad that our community has lost him. He is truly an amazing man, kind, giving. So we're kind of reeling from that. Also, Dr. Hogel's going to be retiring. We're excited he's retiring, but it's going to be sad. He's been on the board since the time that we started. So that's going to be an odd change also, but things change and we ebb and we flow, and it's just the sign of times. We're getting, I guess, older, you could say, so those things happen. But yeah, we truly miss Roy, and that's going to be, it's just hard to fill that spot in our hearts.
Billy Crawford is the director of Horizon Hospice in our community. These openings, these losses, if you will, do create opportunities for people, especially, younger people. I'm also encouraged by the number of people, Billy, that come back to the community that are looking to contribute. This would be a way to honor your parents or your grandparents. Help us step up, be part of the events, perpetuate them, serve on our boards. Yeah,
we're okay on our boards. We fill those. We have a big board, so that's okay. But we always need extra help. Younger people, come with your truck, help us load up, help us pack heavy things, and just be there that night to serve soup, to just help us having extra hands. It's really an amazing event, and this is an amazing nonprofit. All nonprofits are amazing, but we really, really love hospice, and the volunteers are the heart of hospice. There's no doubt in anyone's mind. That's what really makes Horizon Hospice so special.
Serving a special need in our community and bringing lots of groups together. It seems as though anywhere we turn, Billy, we're finding Horizon Hospice, Horizon Center for Grieving Families, Children, and Teens is also a great collaborator with numerous other organizations.
Yes, I think it takes a village to support all of our nonprofit organizations, and so we try to support where we can and work with agencies wherever we can. It takes a whole community to help people. When someone's dying in terminal, it's a really hard and can be a very stressful time for families. So however we can hold them up and let them lean into us and hold their hands and kind of walk them through this process, it can be such a beautiful, sacred time that I think people need to remember that it's not doom and gloom. It's very sad. It's very sad, but it can be such a beautiful, sacred time when they're transitioning from this world to the next world and going on their next journey. It leaves a hole in our hearts. It leaves the grief that can be insurmountable. But if we can be there just to, like I said, hold those families up, just support them in any way, it's so important.
I'll quote Keanu Reeves, of all people here. He was asked, "What do you think happens when we die?" And he took a pause, a breath, a beat, and said, "Well, I do know that the people that love us will miss us."
Yeah. And that's another thing that we come to the end of life, and we're very focused a lot of times on the family members. But what we forget too is that the person that's dying, their grief I like to talk about as in a facet of a diamond. It's beautiful, but it can have sharp and raw edges, and there's many facets to their grief. They are grieving not only maybe being the loss of being a mother, but a sister, a friend. They have the loss of knowing that their future hopes have to be in something different. It's not just right here on this earth. And I have people ask me all the time, "Billy, what do you know about death?" And I'm like, I know nothing about death. I only know about what happens when we come to that door, because we don't go with them. We have to let their hand go and let them cross that threshold on their own. So it's been such a amazing honor, just such an honorable thing to be able to be bedside with people, to help families in their home. It never passes me by, or I never miss it, that I don't leave bedside and I know someone's been here 1 second and then the next second they're gone. That never leaves my heart. I take that with me. So it's just been an amazing journey.
You've been doing this for a long time, Billy.
I have been doing this. First phone call I made when I moved to Elko in 1998, and had the great pleasure to work with Kelly Osler, our founding director, and I've never looked back. I never have imagined doing anything else. It's been quite an honor.
And you are certified as a doula?
I am a certified doula and a certified grief coach, which sounds weird, but that's what it is. I'm not a therapist, but we do grief work. So we also do our grief groups, but we do one-on-one grief work too. And like everything else, there's no charge for anybody.
Billy Crawford is our guest today, and as we were talking about, we don't know what happens next, but we do know how we feel at the sudden death or abrupt loss, and especially in our community, in the grieving that's we've felt so deeply in the loss of young people. And so I wanted to mention, at least to visit this, now that you are in the Elko High School,
yeah.
Tell us about that. I guess we never thought it would be needed.
Well,
it's needed.
We did it prior, and then COVID shut it down, and so we haven't been back in the high schools. But I had this counselor, Kristen Kristen, I'm sorry, I butchered your name, but this beautiful soul at the high school, and she reached out to me and she said, "Billy, I heard you did this, and can we bring this back?" And so we meet about twice a month at the high school. It's a great group. It's a safe space for them just to come in and talk about the loss that these teenagers have had by way of death. There's lots of grief in different areas. We just work with death at Hospice. And Kristen said, "I think we can do this," and we started it back up again. And hopefully maybe next year we can take it out to the Spring Creek High School. It's really needed. These kids can a lot of times be affected by a death but don't know what to do with it or where to bring it. And then it can manifest in some pretty rough ways, acting out, drinking, drugs, just because they don't know what to do with those feelings and they want to mask them. And so it's just a safe place that we go and we talk. I bring snacks and we work in our journals and we share stories about that person that has gone, because it's important to say their name, to talk about the person that's gone. Because if we don't, we lose those memories. Like when I was 8, my father died, and my mother didn't know how to handle it or what to do. And way back in the day, we packed up his things and we shipped the boxes off, and we didn't talk about him because we were all grieving, and I didn't want to make my mom sad and she didn't want to make me sad, and the same with my brother and my sisters. But then is what happened was I've lost a lot of those memories by not talking about my dad. And he was a huge part of my life, right? Like he was my father. And so I think that that's one of the things that I have come to realize, that I was probably destined to do this work my whole life. I just didn't know it. And so to be here and to be able to help these kids to kind of talk about their person and really their feelings on grief and how they're feeling, and to know it's okay. It's really okay.
Grieving teens can live better and do live better if we can give them that safe space, Billy, that you're talking about.
Absolutely. And not only do we do that in the high school, but we really do that at the center, at the Horizon Center, which is right there in our office, 1250 Lemoyle Highway. We meet the first and third Tuesday of the month from 6 to 7. You don't even have to sign up beforehand. You just come on those days, or you call our office and we'll remind you. And they just come, and the adults meet in one room and the little kids meet in another, and then the middle-aged kids meet in another room, and we just create a space for them to share.
So that's why this Horizon Hospice Super Bowl, as it's known, is so important. It is the primary fundraiser for this nonprofit group.
Yes, it is. Our community is very generous, and so we try to just do one fundraiser a year. So we're not really taxing our businesses and asking them all the time. And not only are you supporting hospice, but you're supporting the Horizon Center. It's all under Horizon Hospice, and it's a beautiful thing.
And there are community partners, as we've talked about. Billy Crawford also serves on the board of directors for the Terrace at Ruby View, our senior and active lifestyle center.
Yes, I do. And I also serve on the board for Hugs, which is a new nonprofit in our area that this beautiful angel, she does Build-A-Bears and gives them to kids in foster care, kids that have diabetes, that have to go in and have their blood drawn, and they're scared and they don't want to do that, and in different areas. So I am very honored that I am able to serve on those boards. I've enjoyed it a lot. I love our meetings at the Senior Citizen Center. Matt up there does an amazing job, so I'm honored.
So it's a great way to give back and to collaborate with all these other groups that also contribute to this fabric and this beautiful quilt that we have of comfort and care.
Absolutely. We're all in that business together.
You train volunteers at different times of the year, right? And you often need volunteers.
Yes, we do. And we always need volunteers, not only volunteers that are bedside, because sometimes that's just not a fit for people, and that's okay. But we always need people to help with our rose garden. Last year was very hard on our rose garden, not this winter, but the winter before. So we're really working diligently, and we'll be planting some more roses. We will have our butterfly ceremony in May or June. We haven't set the date yet, but that's coming up, where we have a beautiful letting go of butterflies, and then the memorial plaques are placed. So if you want a memorial plaque for your loved one, this year we've already sent them out and they're already being made, but you can sign up for next year. It's $100 donation or more. We're holding on that $100 donation. It's barely making it, but it's a beautiful way to honor your loved ones. And a lot of people are being cremated these days. So sometimes if you scatter their ashes, there's not a physical place that you can go. So down in the city park, we have the rose garden, and then we have a wall, and we will place the plaque. And so it's just some place you can go to remember your loved one.
Oh, Billy, thank you. Obviously, that's in the city park, right there just off Idaho Street, between the museum and the Chamber of Commerce. So it's a very lively place, but it's also it's a space that you can actually contemplate and step back a little bit into the park with that comforting wall and the trees.
Absolutely. And like I said, we're working on it. And so if you want to volunteer and go pick weeds or pull weeds or anything like that, we always need volunteers for there. And that's kind of fun because you can take your kids and you can kind of put your own schedule on that and go when you wish, and just be patient with us. We know it needs some help, and we are working on that diligently. In fact, we I drove by last week, and there were some people out there working in it. So we're trying to spruce that up, and it's just been hard with COVID. We didn't have volunteers, and then the winter was so harsh. Not this year, but the year before. It was tough.
Talking with Billy Crawford, Director of Horizon Hospice. And as just two gals having this conversation, Billy, we're both concerned because table sponsors and ticket sales are down for this beloved event. And we really want to encourage people with all the love in the world to please step up and support. But as we acknowledged, our demographic is aging, the support that we have, we really want to call out to our younger people. Again, us getting older just creates opportunities for those of us to help. Please come and help.
Please come and help. And if you kind of gave up in the past because you're like, they're always sold out, well, we're not. And so we have plenty of tickets. And like I said, if your business would like to sponsor a table, we can really use it this year, you guys. We really could use a little bit of sponsorship and ticket sales.
You do have donated soups and donated bowls, right?
Yes, we do. We have donated soup and bowls. We pay a very minimal amount for the bowls. We just pay for the pot, the clay, and some of the glaze. And so we're getting a delivery today, so I'm pretty excited.
Oh, to see those handcrafted bowls that come in from various locations, from various artists who make this happen. And so part of the fun when you go to the Horizon Hospice Super Bowl is getting there a little bit early so you can scope out your table so that you can scope out the bowl that you want.
Absolutely.
There's a little bit of trading that goes on sometimes.
You can do a little trading. There's a secret. If the bowl is turned upside down or the chair is propped up against the table, you don't touch those bowls. Somebody's already claimed those bowls. If it's a sponsored table, you don't touch those bowls. You leave those bowls alone. Those are for that sponsor that paid for that whole table. So we try to manage it. People get pretty competitive with their bowls.
Yeah, they get excited. They have some pretty vast collections over the years. How many years have we been doing Hospice Super Bowl?
We have been doing Super Bowl for...
I'm making you
I
do
know.
math.
I'm like 16 years. I think this is our 16th or 17th Super Bowl.
Okay. So we need to make this a big one. Every year needs to be a big one. But
absolutely.
Yeah, time marches on, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. Very quickly.
So we definitely need support for the Horizon Hospice Super Bowl this year in both table sponsors and ticket sales. So at the sound of our voices, we really hope that you can make that a priority today. And you can make it easy to contribute.
You can. We're tax deductible donation. You can call our office. We can take a credit card over the phone. You can pay cash, check, whatever we're going to meet you wherever you need to be. If you need us to come pick them up or deliver tickets, we can do that. Absolutely. So not only do we need that, we also need raffle baskets and silent auction items and help. We could use some help that wants to come on Thursday and help us set up all day.
All right. That's happening at the Elko Convention Center. Of course, the event itself is on Friday, April 19th, and setup will start on that Thursday previous. Yes. So reserve your table or your tickets, make your call, and help support this. Horizon Hospice is our free local community hospice.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Billy, thank you so much. And I want to make sure we're getting to all the various things. I mean, I know that you do rely, as we talked about, volunteers can participate in training so that they're best equipped to contribute to the organization in whatever ways needed.
Absolutely. And we offer that training once a year in February, Heart Month, because they're the heart of hospice. So we set up that training. We had a really great training this last February and had some great volunteers that signed up, and some of them will be there that night. And that's exciting too, because we love for our volunteers to be able to go. So we have also beautiful sponsors that buy a table and just give us the tickets so we can give them to our volunteers so they just can go and have a great night of soup and community and entertainment. It's a lot of fun.
So get those tickets. Again, it's a contribution, and it's the one time of the year that Horizon Hospice asks. So certainly we can step up as a community, as an individual, another civic group supporting this civic group, for example.
Yeah. Battleborn will be there serving soup again this year. That's really fun because those kids come in and they're go straight to the soup and they serve it, and it's beautiful. It really is.
Yeah, they're the Youth Challenge Academy based just outside of Carlin. That is a great bunch. I'm glad you mentioned them because they get right to work.
They do. They marched right in there and people were clapping, and it was very cool to watch them. We also have this amazing group of kitchen workers that Cindy, my friend that's been doing this for as long as we've been doing it, she comes in and she coordinates all the soup and coordinates all the workers. And there's ladies there that morning baking and cooking, and McAdoo's always caters and helps us coordinate all that and make sure the soups are heated on time and at the right temperature and all that kind of stuff. It's a really crazy, amazing, really testament to our giving, gracious community.
Oh, Billy, thank you. It's a joyous time, and it's for an amazing cause. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, you can wear your spring best. I love seeing all the spring dresses. You know, sometimes people like to dress up for it.
They do.
Yeah.
And you don't have to. It's
No.
a gamut. It's jeans or a dress or whatever you want to wear to be comfortable that night. But it is kind of fun to kind of put on some spring attire and know that spring is coming.
It is truly one of the primary events that signals spring is around the corner. A time of renewal and hope and support. It really does signify all of those things, our very own Horizon Hospice.
It does. It really does. Like I said, we have a very unique hospice here in Elko, and it's so important.
And as we mentioned at the beginning of the program, there are opportunities to step in and to honor. I always think of Marilee Cool. I know her family was there last year.
They were, and we gave her the Heart of Hospice Award. That was a very sad event also where we honored her. Dr. Hogle did a beautiful job on speaking and honoring her, and her name is in the Rose Garden also. We have a plaque for her, and we'll do the same for Roy. So, Connie, if you're listening, we'll have a plaque for Roy in the Rose Garden, and we'll let you know that.
And we have a whole new crop of Great Basin College nursing students and other medical professionals, Billy, and I know that they're doing their outreach to the Terrace at Ruby View, our senior and active lifestyle center. And, you know, hopefully if we just extend this invitation to them to come out and support the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we would love it. Mm-hmm. We really would love it.
Yeah, all the support that we can get from all the various organizations, because the reality is if support starts to slip or confidence wanes, you know, we've really done our part, Billy. You know that. We've given decades to this.
Yes, we have. And I'm not always going to be here, so it would be nice to have some younger people that would step in and really know the vision and the heart of hospice is so important. So it just keeps going. We want Horizon Hospice to be here for the long haul. When I'm long gone, we still want Horizon Hospice to be here helping people. That legacy is what we work for, and that's what's important.
We know that Kelly Osler was taken from us too soon, but that's what she wanted, and that's why you're here. And now it's our turn to ask for the next generation of help.
Absolutely, 100%.
Billy, thank you. Of course, Billy Crawford is our guest today, and I don't know if we got to all the topics. The best way to reach you, for example?
Would be phone us at Horizon Hospice, 775-778-0612.
Give Billy Crawford a call. Horizon Hospice Super Bowl event is coming up on Friday, April 19th. Both tables, sponsors, and ticket sales are down right now, but we're going to turn that around.
Absolutely.
Yes, we only have 100 or so tickets that we need to make up for, and we've got time. We've got time to do it. We just needed to remind people. And so please do support this event, this important happening in our community. It goes to support not only Horizon Hospice for end-of-life care, but for the patients and their families, but the Horizon Center for continued support for the grieving families, children, teens, and adults in our community, also free of charge. And remember, this group is now meeting at Elko High School twice monthly with a goal to expand into Spring Creek. So by continuing to support Horizon Hospice and supporting this significant outreach, we can make that happen, Billy. We want to make this we just want to make this plea, and we want to emphasize it's important. We need your confidence right now. We need to know that this event's going to be okay.
Absolutely. And it will.
It will. Oh, it will. Definitely it will. We wanted to make sure you guys know that we need your help. So
Yes.
Horizon Hospice, tables, tickets, please contribute and do so just as soon as you can. Thank you for joining us for Elko Live today here on KELK. We're happy to provide our listeners with local news and information. You can find this program and other programs like it online at our website, elkoradio.com. And we're streaming worldwide, so you can tell friends and family. We know there are people who live elsewhere now. They still like to keep tabs on Elko, so Elko Live is a great way to do that. You can stream us or, again, find us online. All the details are right there at elkoradio.com. I'm Lori Gilbert, your host, signing off along with Billy Crawford today here on Elko Live.